Hey folks, I am back again. Finally, I have some more 67 content for you guys. It has been a little while, but I have been super busy and taking a bit of a break, while also kind of just focusing on the 67s because the 67 bug caught me again. But so finally, after a long while, I have some more content here. This time, we're running Mel Skulls on 67. So what you see me doing here is firing 2 skulls, then dashing to the side. This is so I can desync like all the skulls coming back to me. It keeps my ammo in the skull inventory lower, so that way I get more benefit from Mill Skull's passive. Basically, it means when I do 2 and then dash, instead of unloading all 4, it gets me more damage. That's the shorthand version. But what we got already, Hera attack in room 3, that's what I love to see. When you have big clumps of like whispers and things like that, you can go ahead and dash through, kind of pretend you're playing pseudo Medea. It's a little faster than strafing to the side. I'm gonna take the side on over Chaos here. He has some reasonably nice stuff that we can get. Tidal Ring, Hydraulic Might, kind of what we're looking for. Skull is like one of the best things of the game, and holding an Omega in between waves, because it usually spawns it pretty fast, like that, so you can do it no matter where you are. Once I've taken out most of the clump there, we start strafing to the side. Go ahead and dash through those, kill those. Pretty simple stuff so far. Take Tidal Ring over Hydraulic Might, good consistent cast. Hammer's what you love to see. Skull has so many good hammers. What I would love to see most here would probably be Looming Ignition. Possessed Array is the best hammer on Skull for pretty much everything that's not 67, but we're playing 67, so I don't want it. You just don't have enough magic. Boom, we hit the Looming. Feels good. Zeus versus Hephaestus, tough choice, but I already have Looming plus Hera, so for once I'm not taking the Zeus. We're going for some survivability here. Melsko already has a lot of built-in survivability if you play safe and strafe side to side, and what that's... Okay, that's just disgusting. Purple heavy metal. Straight into Arachne. Let's see what Arachne gives me. Onyx Dress. Yeah. Okay, 160 armor. In like chamber 7, 8, something like that. Absolutely disgusting. Basically what I'm seeing here is I have best attack on the weapon, I have best hammer on the weapon, I have 160 armor to work with. What I should be doing now is basically playing entirely from long range, using my 2 skulls strafing method for most of the entire run here, and just playing to keep this armor through until Chronos. This is already the goal, and I know if I just play super safe here and chill out, I already have a setup that has invalidated the timer. So that room, bulldozed. Sometimes I'm even firing 1 skull instead of 2, just to keep me a little safer, especially when you have a lot of whispers coming at you, like in this room. You don't want to get clipped by one of those. Let's say you get clipped by one of them every room, that's like I believe around 6 damage a room. If I spend 3 rooms doing that, that's 18 armor, and you know, say I get clipped by some fish in Oceanus, we lose a little bit to Sirens, we lose a little bit to Hecate along the way, all very reasonable things to expect. We'd probably be at like 80, 70, 60 armor at that point. And then 1 Cerb attack could break it. Right, so the goal here is to not even take chip damage. We're trying to play that safe. But speaking of chip damage, there it is. Go ahead, dash through everything. Looking to get as big of value on the looming range as we can too. Demeter or shop. I mean, free boon is free boon. I'm not worried about timer. Free Snow Queen, thank you. This one's a tough choice in the moment though, just because I'm looking at Ice Flourish instead. But once again, I'm thinking don't need the damage, don't need the safety. Snow Queen's more useful. Especially because I already have Hephaestus in the pool, that extra like no hit from Snow Queen, plus all the Hephaestus stuff. Yeah, very gross. Firing one skull at each of them super fast there to hitch 2 or 3 of them. Top left. She's already far away, so I'm getting the value. One in the middle has the title ring on her, so that's her. Dash right before that hits you. So you have maximum time on the side. And I dash to get out of the total eclipse things. You can really only dash on the last turnaround on Skull, or else it tends to screw with things. I've found. I'm probably stuck right with the timing. Was strafing around. Got close there, no looming value, dashed back out. Clean Hecate. I love it. Forgot if I even like got hit at all, or if I like lost a golly or something in that fight. That might have been just entirely hitless. Even not counting dodges. Honestly, I wasn't looking that hard.
Into the depths.
The setup is even more disgusting with Unseen Ire, by the way, so that makes me, doubly want to hold all this stuff for the Chronos fight if I can. The second you get hit once, I can just run an entire clip on Chronos and then demolish his health bar. Running around, strafing, super safe here. Once again, half of these I'm only using even one skull. I'm really just looking to hitch though all the sea monsters. Firing the skulls into separate parts of the clump to hitch as many enemies as possible. Finally get the channel and Omega there. That's a big help too. I mean, this room play is disgusting. Wolf's apparently stuck in Nowhereville. Onion right now. That means I get mini boss boon, so that's big. Yeah, you bet I definitely panicked a bit when I saw that. When you see that, first thing you do is immediately drop a cast, then run to the other side of the room. I take the Hera here. It could be a shop on the left, but I feel like taking that risk. First thing in the Helifish fight, clear yourself a safe space there. I like to clear it on the right, so that way you can not get hit by the Helifish spins. And now I get to play around that safe space, and it's easy pickings. We hit Hereditary Bane as well. 50% from a purple. That is additive, by the way, so it starts at 30%, and Hereditary Bane just made hitch damage 80%. Meaning Sirens is melting. We get Trial as well, Demeter and Hephaestus. Demeter zones the room off in disgusting manner, so I'm playing real slow here, waiting until I see Hephaestus' animation on the ground before I commit to anything. Make sure I know where that is at all times. Once again, I can afford to play this safe. I know timers in the bag. Maybe Trusty here would be nice. No, security system. Take breath, check the location. If it's before 21, we take the Spark. It was on 20, so we take the Spark. Get Narcissus. Check how many Kroax things we have. I'm gonna go ahead and take the level here. I want to save the Kroax for the Chaos Gate here. Use the Kroax charge. Now we're gonna check Boon here. Only thing I can really hit left from Hera is Bridal Glow, so I don't really care too much about that. So I go to this room. We hit Hereditary Bane. Absolute best thing we could have hit. We're up to 90% hitch damage now. Bridal Glow here, and we hit Security System. We're about to have like 400 armor at the start. So we're gonna do something a little different for Sirens here. Normally I run down the safe spot immediately, but instead I'm going straight through here, hitching as much as I can, because I have bonus hitch damage plus security system in there. So now that I'm doing all my damage down here, clearing out my safe spot, it's hitting Roxy and all the tentacles. You can see one of the tentacles is dead up there already. KO'd that. Both tentacles near Roxy are dead. We have big damage on Roxy already. At that point, I keep trying to tap skulls, and then I realize I have left my skulls down near Skella. Clean Skella up while I'm down there, getting my skulls back. Blow up Roxy. It's, yeah, 90% hitch damage does tend to be pretty good for these sorts of things. This is probably some of the least trouble Skilla has ever given me in my life. Dodge charge. Stay in the corner. Thank you, Brock. That was a close one. Gotta remember to go through. Dash up. Quick dodge around the side to avoid that. Yep, skill is done already. Keep the hitch on Jetty. I would love for Jetty to die sooner rather than later here. You can see her feature show where she's going to pop up there. That isn't always helpful because she usually pops up off your screen, but sometimes like that it just tells you where she is. Yeah, I mean, I just alternate shots on tentacles there and they die pretty easily. Skilla just absolutely melts from that range, and because I have enough DPS from looming, I don't really have to interact with all the fish on the ground. Very nice. I also knew we had multiple Gawi charges going in. I either had 2 or I had all 3. I forget which one, so I was not worried about that fight whatsoever, especially with Snow Queen. It's probably the singular easiest skill fight one could ever hope for. We're going to go ahead and hold on to our Fate's Whim with the Unseen Ire. And Knucklebones, you see from the case there, is my go-to here for Cerberus a lot of times. I've really gravitated towards it recently, but it allows me to skip most of the first phase and get to the second phase where I can let the mobility of skulls really take over, because then I have the entire arena to play around with. In the first phase, you're relatively constrained, and it can be some patterns he gives you can be pretty lame. Now granted, there are lame patterns as well in the second phase, but Skull's mobility can actually get me out of most of those, but I have nowhere to go in phase 1, so gets me all the junk on the ground, plus a couple of, Flame Breath overlapping things. That's going to strip all my armor. So Knucklebones not only helps with the biggest single target problem in Cerberus, but also helps me escape the phase I hate the most on Skulls. I mean, honestly, these mobs are like hardly even interesting anymore. You just sit back, you press the magic button, watch everything evaporate. Honestly, should have taken the right side there. I have no clue what I'm thinking. Absolutely no clue what I'm thinking. I think I saw something, a boon, and just assumed it was like a mini-boss or something attached to a room, even though like that doesn't make a single lick of sense, but I've been kind of sending it from this point. I'm not in the we're not in the right frame of mind for this part of the run. Trigger that encounter first before walking to pick up things. That saves a couple seconds. Yeah. I don't even know what to say at this point. It's more 2 skull dash, 2 skull, well, 2 skull special, 2 skull special, 2 skull special, repeat. We get our echo. Please give me evade, evade, evade. Oh nice, there it is. Wow, runs free. Okay. Mini bosses Poseidon. We can't get Hydraulic Might, which is kind of lame. Easy, clean Lamia. Very chill. I don't really want C-Star at this point. There's really not much left to get. Buried Treasure, I already have gold, so I just go with something that gets me a little more damage. Doesn't really matter. We're gonna check Hera here, be sure I haven't booned out on her, thanks to denial. Yeah, extended family still left, so easiest Hera click of my life. Thanks for the extended family. Now time to go evaporate a poor puppy. Get knuckle bones at the start here. Dashed out of that by the skin of my teeth. It's nice to hold on to those. It's nice to hold on to all the defensive tools when you can. Wait out that. Easy phase transition. Now, yeah, that definitely makes me lose my Stoke Lane. But there's like one of the frustrating things I was talking about happening with Cerb. When all the stuff is being thrown up in the air and the stuff is spawning, and then I also have to deal with all the junk on the ground too. That gets really hard. I was indeed paying attention to the animations there and trying to time the dodge from his counter because I knew I procced it. Also, as soon as I saw the lava proc my Unseen Ire, you're listening for that darkness sound cue. That's usually how I catch Unseen Ire. Then I just go full out burst into Cerb for a few seconds. You can also lose Golly charges on the lava that Cerb leaves down, as you just saw a few seconds ago. But now it's following his charges without getting hit, playing the looming range. Now dashing back, firing looming skulls at him while he's chasing after me with that. I just want the time. You could absolutely just completely wait out. If you have the build I do right now, you could absolutely just completely wait out his ground pounds, his alternating ones, and stay safe. That maybe got me 15, 20 seconds at best. It doesn't matter. I don't know how I didn't get hit, but that's the long one. Dash over there. It's okay to take lava damage. I'm trying to save as much of the shield as possible. And Cerb goes down. So remember, you get hit by an unfortunate hitbox from the very side of one of Cerb's Flame Breath moves, or just like a ground pound that you didn't space right. That's 30 damage plus, easy. But you walk into the lava in order to guarantee your safety. That's usually 1 to 2 damage, maybe 3, 4 at most if you're paying attention. On to Tart, easiest antler of my life. Go ahead and skip the fairy voucher, so I have enough money for like a high cost boon at the end. The math probably checks out on all that stuff, but I probably should have taken the fairy voucher, but I didn't feel like doing math. The run's in the bag. Let's not think about anything except exactly what I've been doing right now. Staying safe, hitching stuff, making it to Chronos with all our Golly charges. But this room's making it hard. We're not panicking, we're playing safe, we're firing a bunch of skulls into things, dashing in only to pick up the revenants, getting out. Rooms like that, once you start thinning them out, they get much easier. So enjoy the fact that the small rooms are already good for your time, and don't try and push it anymore. And let me tell you, with Hitch looming on skulls, a clump of gold bags in the corner has never looked more exciting to evaporate. These rooms have been relatively kind so far. I say as we run straight into orb gold bags. That's not fun. We're focusing that. We don't want clouds on the screen when we're playing the mobility aspects. Yeah, they all spawned up there, so that was an Omega predicting spawns, but I didn't realize they had already spawned somewhere else. Gonna avoid the thug here. His armor's been stripped and hitched, so yeah, we focus him. On to Dad, please give me deep descent. That would be great, thank you. Gygerus is also acceptable. Alright, we get none of that. I don't feel like throwing a Tidal Ring at him with Howling Soul. If it was Smolder Ring or Storm Ring, something like that. Even Arctic Ring, maybe. I would definitely take Howling Soul there, but we'll just take Old Grudge for the burst damage. get an M room. Is it the timer wasn't good enough already? Like, basically, probably what I've been screaming in my own head at this point 90% of the time is don't play like a psycho. Literally just nothing else. It's a free win. Where the run goes south is when I start trying to do things I don't need to and make silly mistakes. And, you know, like I mentioned earlier in Erebus, it's when you start losing 6, 8 armor every room, or dropping a Golly charge in Cerberus when you didn't need to, that stuff really starts to get interesting, especially if I don't have a great Chronos. Especially because everyone knows you can't assume you're gonna play perfect for the entirety of the run, or much of the run obviously, but you also can't assume you're going to play well for all the run, even on 67s. There's definitely been a couple of the 67s that I've cleared that I'm like, that is not the best run I've done. And I feel like I've had better runs than that, and I feel like I've showcased more skill even in some runs that I've actually lost than a couple of the 67s I've cleared. So, you know, that's just how it is. Everything has got to be at the right time and at the right place in order to make a 67 happen. And that can either make you play worse, or that can make you play better. You would take Hereditary Bane here, but it's already up to 100% damage. I'm pretty sure it does not go higher. So we put the points in Soin Strike. We also primed out on Hera boons earlier, so just take the palms and move on. Not a very eventful Chronos end shop, but it does not need to be. At the start here, gonna go around, throw a skull at Chronos first, try and use one skull per satyr, aim at all of them quick, hit as many as I can. Hitch damage is definitely impactful, all the satyrs are gone already. I could definitely be playing slower than this, but my playstyle is built around being like fast, flashy, and aggro to a certain degree, so if I don't, like, I don't know, if I play too slow, then at some point I play worse just because I start getting hit by like really dumb stuff. So there's a point I can reach where I can play super fast. Yeah, that's a big mistake. Big mistake there. We lose an Unseen Ire. For a while we lose lots of things. We lost some armor, but that's okay. We'll just go ahead and chill out. I was very not chill there, but it worked out. Fire a couple skulls before we go past the one-shot phase. There we go. And I'm gonna focus the Tempai here. One skull for Tempest. Playing nice and relaxed still. Going around, I'm focusing on killing all these things. Dodging Chronos. Okay, nice, we got Unseen Ire. I'm trying to unload the clip, but I realize all my skulls are on the left side of the map, so forget that. Just need the Tempai to die now. Dash up, be prepared for the scythe. Killed all of them. Dash inwards and wait in the circle. I know I have the time. Now you're just going to play not like a psycho. Sit back, rain down fire and fury on this poor guy. Nice. Phase 3, a lot of tools still left. We can afford to take a few hits. Time slow, hate to see it. Gets me an easy dodge pattern there. And thank you, Echo. I mean, it could have been Golly, who knows what profit. You never try and dodge that thing, like, outward, even with skull dashes. It never works out. Thank you, golly. And you see, like, I'm making a couple mistakes here, but it really doesn't. I have so many tools left. Because we played hyper safe and we decided we were going to take the free win today. Get hit once there. That's Ire, so we're just going to unload all the clips on him now. Just Omegaing towards him in case that hits something. Slick dodge on the sides there. Get clipped by that. It's really tough to dodge that by double dashing. The other two I hit were kind of lucky. And yeah, there he goes. 67 complete. Yeehaw. I wanted to feel really good at this because I'd been trying for a while to hit it on Malskull. I think it's a really good 67 aspect, but I was kind of just selling it for the entire time. I've had so many runs, even one that might have looked even better than this, that I just completely sold. So really most of what I felt was relief. I was like, I'm so sad I didn't get like some not so whimsical, like wide grin, like volatile array type setup with like Hestia or Poseidon or whatever. You know, something just silly and goofy. I mean, I kind of just absolutely hit the most nutso build you probably could, and just took the free win. 44% damage, like 44% on the evade, so it only blocked 3 hits for me the entire run. Damage suffered chart too, relatively low, except for a couple of really stupid things I did to Chronos. I mean, I think the run writes itself at this point. So I hope you guys enjoyed that 67, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Stay tuned, because there is in fact another 67 I hit, and you're going to see that one real soon. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy. Later.